But it is also possible to go into your service provider's store, go up to the sales representative and ask them, hey, I need a phone for my child or my teen, and I want it to be the dumbest phone you have. Pastor Bryce here, and welcome back to 5 Minutes for the Family. And it has been 4 weeks since we were last here discussing the topic of technology, but I do hope that last week you found the topic of CEF and how you and your teens can get involved in that. I hope you found that to be helpful as you discuss ways that your teens can serve. But this week, as we get back into our discussion on technology, I want to project a little bit forward into next week. I'd like to discuss with you how technology can be stair-stepped over the duration of a teen's life so that by the time they reach 18 years old, or whatever age you determine they are prepared, that they are prepared to face the world of technology in a mature, in an informed way, and that they can do it with success. But for this week, I want to go back to an idea that I mentioned last time we were here. And last time we were here talking about technology, I proposed that you put off having a smartphone for your teens as long as possible. And in continuing that conversation, the question that might come out of that is, well, if I don't get a smartphone for my teens, how can I keep in contact with them? And you know what? I totally understand that question. In a world where smartphones are so popular, it can sometimes seem like they are the only choice. But I hope that you find it helpful to know that there are other options than a smartphone to help them accomplish the 3 things that you would like technology to accomplish for them. And parents, when they give their teens technology, really they probably want it to accomplish 3 things. Number 1, they probably want to be able to call their teen whenever they want. And you know what? That's a totally understandable desire. Number 2, you probably want your teen to be able to call you whenever they need you. And you know what? That's also a very understandable desire. And number 3, you probably want to have the ability to know where they are using the GPS functionality of a smartphone. And that is also an understandable desire to have. But you can accomplish all 3 of these things without a smartphone itself. And today, if you're frustrated with the limited options and it seems like the only option is the smartphone, I want to encourage you and to inform you that there are a couple other options. Option number 1 are devices like the Gizmo by Verizon. The Gizmo by Verizon is a smartwatch that allows them to call and receive calls, and also allows you as the parent to know where your teen or child is using GPS. And the nice thing about the Gizmo is not only does it allow the child or teen to send or receive calls, but it also allows you as the parent to program into that watch which contacts you want them to have the availability to call and contact. And so if your child and your teen are in a spot where you don't think that they should have the access to call everybody in the world, the device like a Gizmo that allows them to receive calls from you and those that you approve of, it allows them to call you and those that you approve of, and it also allows you to see where they are using GPS without having endless access to the internet. The Gizmo can be a very helpful option. Option number 2 might get you some strange looks when you go into your service provider's store, but it is also possible to go into your service provider's store, go up to the sales representative and ask them, hey, I need a phone for my child or my teen, and I want it to be the dumbest phone you have. I don't want it to have access to the internet, and I want it to have, and then you can list whatever capabilities you'd like them to be able to have, and also let them know what capabilities you'd not like them to have access to. And you can work with the sales representative in order to find a compromise of a product that will be helpful for you, but yet not harmful for your teen or child. And so really my goal for today was to encourage you, if you're looking for technology to be able to help your teens contact you, to help you contact them, and to know where they are, there are other options besides the smartphone. And even though the smartphone is the most popular option, it is possible to choose a product that works for you, that works for your children, and has only the capabilities that you want it to have. Although this is definitely not a sponsored video, I just want it to be helpful for you. If you are interested in more information about the Gizmo, I'm putting the link to it down in the description. Also, I've put a link to it in the email that you've received that includes this video. And if you have a different service provider other than Verizon, and the gizmo sounds interesting to you and you'd like to look into something like that for your child or teen, feel free to contact me. Let me know what service provider you do have, and I'll be happy to research some helpful options for you. And I hope that was encouraging to you to know that you do have other options, and I look forward to seeing you next week here on 5 Minutes for the Family. And I do hope that you join us next week as we suggest stair-stepping technology over the duration of your teen's life, so that by the time they reach the age that you determine they are prepared, by the time that you have determined as a parent that they are trained and ready to have the world of technology opened to them, that there are some steps in training along the way so that when they reach that point, they can be fully prepared and you can be confident as a parent that you have trained them in the way they should go using technology. And I hope to see you then, and we'll see you next week.